in Lagos that is very functional. And I know with what you are going to do here, not just Abuja, your hands are out there with partners all over the states. It is therefore my pleasure to be here at this Abuja office of the Cece Yara Child Advocacy Center and to welcome everyone here present at this very important and laudable project. I'm particularly glad to note that the discussion of setting up this Abuja Center was held with the former Minister of the Ministry, Mrs. Aisha Suleiman, on February 5th, 2019, when the founder, Mrs. Bola Tinubu, and her management team paid a courtesy call on her for their proposed plan to have a center in Abuja. One thing that excites me about Cece Yara Child Advocacy Center is the concept of a one-stop center, as it provides psychosocial, medical, and legal services under one roof. I commend the support the police are giving you, and I call on more of such support across the country. The addressing gender-based violence, we cannot do it without the full support and cooperation of the police and our judicial courts. The courts and the police are our strategic partners if we want to win this war. And I highly commend you that we are opening this center at this very critical time where we are commemorating the 16 days activism of gender-based violence. Within these 16 days, we want to applaud and strengthen advocacy across the country, and the world at large is doing the same, because gender-based violence, rape, is growing day by day. This is unacceptable. We say no to it, and I call on all men and women of goodwill to join in this war. It is a battle that we must win, but we cannot win it without all of us putting our hands on the deck. The men especially, we call on you to be our great ambassadors, to speak out and condemn gender-based violence, especially child molestation. The children should not be abused. They have a right to live and live well. I wish to also state that the work is enormous in view of the large population of their country. I therefore call on you all to explore the services of other child-focused organizations in other states to ensure that a great number of vulnerable groups in the country have access to your services. You've already mentioned it. I commend you, and I call on the police again and our judicial courts to support this laudable project. Without your support, we cannot win the war. On this note, it is my great pleasure, and to the glory of God, maybe I leave that until we are close to cutting the cake. Once again, I congratulate you on this laudable project, and I pray God to guide you and all your staff in the discharge of this very, very enormous responsibility. Remember, the child belongs to all, and we must all rise up to protect our children. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, the founder, Cece Yara.
Hurry up, I think they're done. I like to end up not smoking.
No. The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, the founder, Cece Yara, the Director, Child Development, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, I want to, on behalf of UNICEF, commend the Cece Yara Foundation for this wonderful initiative. As we have noted earlier on, there's a rising level of sexual and gender-based violence against our women, our girls. But it's most unfortunate that increasingly minors, toddlers are becoming victims of these ignoble acts. We have a responsibility as a government, as stakeholders, as fathers, as parents, as relations, to ensure that we do all we can to prevent the occurrence of these incidences. And where they occur, to ensure that adequate remedies, both in terms of trauma counseling, in terms of psychosocial support, and of course, in terms of ensuring that justice is done. Because perpetrators of this kind of acts need to be kept away from the society in accordance with the provisions of the rule of law. At UNICEF, we are committed to continue to work with the Nigerian government and our partners to ensure that violence against children is a thing of the past. It is something that is totally abolished, and that we make our society a safe place for children to grow and dwell in. In that regard, we want to commend the work that Cece Yara has been doing in their Lagos facility. I must say that I'm aware that there are a lot of groups that are doing work in terms of responding to gender-based violence against women and girls and children and boys too. But it's only Cece Yara that is doing work that is focused specifically on children. And that is a recognition of the vulnerability that the children face, given their age, given their level of maturity, their understanding. So we commend this, and we also call on the government that in as much as groups like Cece Yara are doing this, it's also important to think about the sustainability of this kind of initiatives. Because even as development partners, what we can do is to work with you to model things that work, but at the end of the day, it's expected that the government should take it up, scale it up. There's a center in Lagos, now in Abuja, but we hope that the center is something that should be replicated across the entire country. We thank you, Honorable Minister, for making our time to come to formally declare this place open. And with to Cece Yara and other groups, we continue to commit that we work with the Nigerian people to make the society a safer and better place for our children. Thank you very much. Godwin Odo, Child Protection Specialist, UNICEF Abuja. Godwin Odo, Child Protection Specialist, UNICEF Abuja. How do you spell Odo? ODO. Thank you very much. No H. We would like to also appreciate other guests that are here. We have Mr. representing the president of the Sustainable Development Goals. We also have and then we have Oga here representing the IG. So in order not to waste for the minister's time, I don't think we're going to have any discussions again. But I also want to reiterate that we're in the middle of a pandemic. I see the press hovering around each other. If you can please maintain a considerable amount of space between each other and wear your mask. And we also would need only 2 of Madam Minister's representatives to follow her into the building once we begin the call. So bear with us. We want to remain safe for everybody's sake. We don't want to have any COVID issues now. Thank you very much.
the founder of Cece Yara Foundation, the directors, representative of UNICEF, representative of the IG Police, representative of the DGNTA. It is therefore my honor and privilege to cut this step to declare this beautiful edifice of the Cece Yara Foundation office in Abuja open to the glory of God. And that we pray that this center will help restore our children back to full health, and that this center, as they work to stop and heal our children, God will continue to bless everyone that works there. In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Commissioned by my humble self, Minister of Women Affairs, on Monday, the 30th November 2020. Congratulations. Thank you. Here.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is our child reception. As you see, once the child comes in, we want the child to forget everything outside that door. Something is a voice, a sound. Here we have not just the receptionist, but that's a social worker that is here. Yeah. So the first step, you're already interacting with professionals. So you're already assessing how the child is feeling, what immediate concern that child has. And we have books, usually we have cartoons playing or something like that. Just take the child's. I'm going to take you to the child advocate's.
Wait, please, can you please give me 1 minute?
And you know, everything is orange. Orange is the give hope to the children.
Please, madam.
Because of COVID,
visit the environment to verify the case. Once we verify the case, we work with the police to effect arrests. So once we go to the police station, we document the case at the nearest police station to the location. Then with the police, we go to apprehend the perpetrator because we can't arrest perpetrator ourselves, so we need the help of the police. Then we also ensure that we take the child for medical examination, and also we verify the environment to know if the environment is a safe place. If it's not safe, if it's an offending environment, we reach out to the Ministry of Youth and Social Development to provide a temporary shelter for the child, while we look out for other non-offending family members that can provide welfare for the child. Also, we schedule counseling sections for the child and ensure that the child keeps up with the counseling section to speed up the healing process. We also have a database where we document the child's details. So once we get a case, we get a notification, and each advocate has access on this portal. It's a web-based portal where all the advocates in the country, whether they so this is a program that all child advocacy centers in the US use.
Okay.
So it's the same program. We have all the facilities that they have. There is no difference between any of our centers and any of the United States. We're using the same protocols.
Well done. Thank you.
We can go on.
I need this camera on tripod.
You don't want to move inside.
I go finish after this. Today outside the wait.
No. This woman, her official photographer. Let me go hide. Go sit down. Like 6%, small things that you know, crop. That's 16 by 9. And you get the particular which one you feel but that one get different lengths. Yes. And you know the ease of exchange of lengths again. And both to get shorter. Like, yeah, you see, I mean, if you stand like this, then you have to maybe anybody video the right at random.
Minister. Sonuna. But I actually wanted to go. I wanted to see what it looks like. Yes, I missed my photo. What is that? I'm going to my photo. Apple? Why did you smash them? I did. I think they'll come out that way. Until I said I went for the mama, I child, go for them to tell. Now, so look at it, needs to be doing for that. Then, just happens when Julian called me into my, that's my may explain. Somebody else said, I think so when I came home, I can't connect that I'm going to host. Early personal cabinet when I go into so but just so you know good semester she couldn't that's it market take it in this neighborhood أنا صار واحد سيارة شو مين حتى تسوي بالناس يحتاج تشوفين يعمل هذا وصلت I don't appreciate the review of last consider that supply continue just for the sake of making that like you told you. This idea, man, I need to bring this. I'll just use try experiences. I haven't tried the fit and everything. I don't know what happened to me this past 2 weeks. I complete my favor. I complete my favor. I don't complain about it. Saying I'm complete my favor. I'm good. I'm calm with you. Zai taɓa fuska a yanzu ya ga gyara mutane amfani sun taɓi sannan na fi na faruwar zafi ya zuba jikin shi shi ma suna asibiti yanzu haka suna asibiti ma ga shi yana cikin shi da five suna asibiti sun samu kuɗin dage da addu'a wasu shi doesn't understand it's too much too much everything I do sorry everything I get sosai gara ma ya karya kuma yaron nan an da wajen mata zafin da jiki and I don't know if he say that this is what school na wish it's go fun but they're still in the hospital you can't go they said let him get infected because maybe a push thank God my wife is doctor so she could try sorry thank you ma forgive me yeah this gas for no good for no good like they didn't na kone wani like the presentation language what would have happened to you
I want to check in with good as well. I didn't take the one on the basis, but I hope it's the right one. Exactly, that's my challenge. Once that going forward and that. So I hope I won't put the number. I printed it. You printed it.
How many? How many water?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, whatever you say.
Okay.
Oh yeah, your camera. Let's start with the honorable minister first. Hold on. We'll give that guy. Okay. Ma, can you tell us the significance of today's event?
Today's event is very, very significant, particularly that we are commissioning this very wonderful edifice, Cece Yara Foundation. to protect and support our children that are abused. This is coming at a very right time as we commemorate the International Day for Violence Against Women and Children, which kicks off on the 25th of November to end 10th of December. It's a 16 days activism. That's why you can see all of us in orange, and I combine it with black to show how sad I am with the high incidence of children's molestation and children's abuse and women's abuse in our country. I call on all well-meaning Nigerians to rise up to the occasion, to condemn sexual gender-based violence, particularly child's abuse, child's molestation. Children are the child belongs to all, and we must protect the child. I appeal to all men and women of goodwill, not just to sympathize with the situation, but to act. It's a time to act. It's a call for action. We must all be part of this crusade. I commend the founder, Mrs. Bola Tinubu, for the great work she's doing, and her director, Dr. Nura, and all the members of the team for doing an amazing work here. Okay, I also call on the police to support all that is taking place here so that we can help and restore the dignity of our children and women.
Okay, now, I want to find out, the UNICEF representative just said that a center has been opened in Abuja. How will the federal government strengthen the capacity of this advocacy across Nigeria? Because if centers are opened across the country, to get down to the grassroots. Sure. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I want to reassure, we've just had a discussion inside after going around to see the entire edifice. I assured the foundation, and I'm here with my full team. The director is right here by my side, the director of child development, and I reassured her of my ministry's full support and commitment. We are going to partner with her, we are going to work together, and where there's any problem with any of the government agencies, they should quickly alert us, and the department will act promptly. This is a top priority to my ministry. The child is the future of tomorrow. The child is a responsibility of all well-meaning Nigerians for us to support and protect. The protection of the child is our responsibility, and my ministry are fully committed to that. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, in terms of, can you give us the number of cases we get in Nigeria? Thank you. The cases, I'm sure you are aware that we just launched the data dashboard in the ministry just last week in order to collect all the statistics, the data of all cases. The Cece Yara Foundation, they have their statistics, but different organizations have it. But we are collecting all, and we will let you know.
Thank you.
Now, congratulations, man. Thank you very much. What have you to say? Can you tell us how you feel about today? I'm yeah, she's coming. She's coming for an interview.
Wow, no, okay. Because to you.
No, you broke me. No, don't use. Your legs. Oh, okay, your leg. Okay.
So Cece Yara Foundation, the name actually means Save the Child in Hausa, and that is what gave birth to this organization. The rate of child sexual abuse in this country has reached such epidemic proportions that we needed to do something about it. So 4 years ago, we established the first child advocacy center in Lagos, and we've been working across the nation with fantastic partners, just ensuring that children are able to access justice and they're able to get the healing that they need. A lot of children suffer sexual abuse every day. Every day, there are millions of children across the nation who undergo this abuse. What we need to do is to reach out and help them, provide them a safe space for them to come, disclose their abuse, and for us to hold perpetrators to account. If we do not hold the perpetrators to account, we will not stop the abuse. We have to deter them by sending them a real good message that they will go to jail if they continue to molest children.
Talking of, can you, it appears that you said something about going to jail, but there is a problem somewhere. It has to do with prosecution. Most of these cases, they are reported, but at the end, it ends just like that. What are you doing to make sure that even the police should be also held accountable?
So underreporting is definitely a problem, but the attrition of cases that are actually reported, yes, it is a problem. I believe in Lagos State alone, about 70% of the cases of this nature are abandoned. And why are they abandoned? It's because it is very difficult for families to undergo the stress and the pressure from the community. It is something of shame when your child is molested. That should change. It is not something of shame. The child is a survivor, and what we need to do is to support that child. Now, what we have here at the Child Advocacy Center is we have a very, very special service, which is called the Child Forensic Interview. Now, what this does is it allows us to elicit valuable evidential information from children in a developmentally sensitive way, in a legally defensive manner, such that it will stand up in court. We help them to obtain information that is easily corroborated by the police, so that you have valuable evidence that can allow you to prosecute successfully, because that is the key. We need the successful prosecutions. And when you come to the Cece Yara Foundation, we lay that foundation for a successful prosecution.
Now, can you tell us, by way of statistics, since the case is alarming, how many of these cases do you get in a year? Not just Abuja, throughout the country. So it's a national issue.
So the way we work, we do have a national helpline. And that way, we help children across the nation using our network of partners. So when a child calls from, let's say, Gombe State, we will record the case and we'll transfer to and monitor to our partners in that state. Now, between 2017 and now, we have attended to just under 2,000 cases of child abuse. And that is
throughout the whole country?
Yes, throughout the whole country. So we're still dealing with a lot of underreporting. People do still mistrust the system. And what we need to do is to build awareness, because the facilities are there, but we need to reach out to the communities to let them know that we are here. If they don't report, we are not able to help them. And what we want to do, particularly by coming here to Abuja, is that we're increasing our network so that we're able to increase the awareness. We expect the numbers to increase exponentially with all the publicity and with the kind support with the gentlemen of the press. We will ensure that that prevention message gets out. Prevention is key, and awareness is key to prevention.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Excellent.
Prevention is number one. So all of this